Another day, another story. The butterfly effect is a concept from chaos theory, which posits that small causes can have large effects. This idea is often summarized by the metaphorical example that the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil could set off a tornado in Texas. The term was popularized by meteorologist Edward Lorenz, who discovered it through his work on weather prediction in the 1960s. Lorenz found that very small changes in the initial conditions of a dynamic system, such as the atmosphere, could lead to vastly different outcomes. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. This sensitivity to initial conditions means that predicting the behavior of chaotic systems over long periods can be virtually impossible, as tiny, imperceptible differences in starting conditions can lead to significantly divergent outcomes. The butterfly effect is often used more broadly in popular culture to describe how seemingly trivial actions or events can lead to significant, unforeseen consequences. This concept is influential across various fields, including science, economics, and literature, and it underscores the interconnectedness and complexity of systems, both natural and human-made. The idea that small causes may have large effects in weather was earlier acknowledged by French mathematician and physicist Henri Poincaré. American mathematician and philosopher Norbert Wiener also contributed to this theory. Lorenz's work placed the concept of instability of the Earth's atmosphere onto a quantitative base and linked the concept of instability to the properties of large classes of dynamic systems. Origins in science. Edward Lorenz, an American mathematician and meteorologist, was working on a primitive computer model to simulate weather patterns in 1961. One day, to save time, he started a simulation in the middle rather than from the beginning, using a rounded-off value, 0.506 instead of 0.506127, for an initial condition. He was surprised to find that this tiny alteration dramatically changed the entire pattern predicted by the model. This led Lorenz to realize that weather is highly sensitive to initial conditions, a discovery that would become one of the foundational principles of chaos theory. He first presented his findings in a 1963 paper for the New York Academy of Sciences, noting that one flap of a seagull's wings could change the course of weather forever. Later, the metaphor of the butterfly was popularized through his 1972 talk, Predictability. Does the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas? This vivid imagery captured the public imagination and helped spread the concept beyond meteorology. Broader implications. The implications of the butterfly effect are vast and varied. In science, it challenged existing notions about the predictability and linearity of complex systems. The discovery has had profound implications for how we understand and attempt to predict not only weather but also other complex systems such as financial markets, ecosystems, and even human behavior. Philosophical and cultural impact. Philosophically, the butterfly effect speaks to the interconnectedness of all things, suggesting a world where tiny actions can lead to significant, unforeseen consequences. This notion has been explored in literature and film, perhaps most famously in Ray Bradbury's short story, A Sound of Thunder, where a time traveler steps on a butterfly during a prehistoric expedition, dramatically altering the course of history. In popular culture, the butterfly effect is often referenced in discussions about the potential long-term impact of decisions and actions. It serves as a metaphorical warning about the unpredictability of life and the possible unintended consequences of seemingly minor actions. Practical applications. Beyond theoretical discussions, the butterfly effect has practical applications in various fields. In engineering, it informs the design of systems that are sensitive to initial conditions, such as aircraft avionics and complex networked computer systems. In environmental science, it underscores the potential for small environmental changes to have large-scale effects on climate and ecosystems, informing debates and policies on climate change and conservation. The butterfly effect, from its origins in a simple weather model to its widespread influence across multiple disciplines, illustrates how a small scientific observation can unfold into a concept that profoundly influences diverse fields of study and everyday thought. In ecology and environmental science, the interconnectedness implied by the butterfly effect is particularly evident in ecological studies. For instance, the introduction or removal of a single species in an ecosystem can lead to unexpected and significant cascading effects on the entire system. An example of this is the reintroduction of wolves into Yellowstone National Park in the mid-1990s, which not only altered the wolf population but also led to changes in the behaviors of deer, improvements in plant biodiversity, and even alterations in river courses due to changes in vegetation. Economics and market behavior. In economic terms, the butterfly effect can be seen in how small technological innovations or policy changes can trigger significant economic transformations or market crashes. The financial crisis of 2007-2008, for instance, can be traced back to seemingly minor decisions in housing loan policies, and the accumulation of these minor decisions led to a global economic meltdown. Technology and information systems. In the realm of technology and cybersecurity, the butterfly effect demonstrates how small vulnerabilities can lead to significant breaches. A single weak password or an overlooked software bug can lead to the compromise of entire information systems, impacting millions of users and involving substantial economic and reputational costs. Medicine and epidemiology. The recent global events surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic also underscore the butterfly effect in epidemiology. A virus originating in a local market has led to a global health crisis, illustrating how localized health issues can escalate into global emergencies due to the highly interconnected nature of our modern world. Philosophical and ethical considerations. Philosophically, the butterfly effect raises questions about causality, responsibility, and the limits of human knowledge. It challenges the notion of linear predictability and control, suggesting that the world is more complex and interconnected than we often appreciate. This has ethical implications in terms of decision-making and policy, where the potential for unforeseen consequences must always be considered. Art and literature. In arts and literature, the butterfly effect has been a rich source of inspiration. Authors and filmmakers have explored its implications in narratives where characters grapple with the outcomes of their actions, which are far more significant than anticipated. The concept encourages a reflection on fate, destiny, and the role of chance in human affairs. Future directions. Looking forward, the study of chaotic systems and the butterfly effect continues to evolve, particularly with the advent of more powerful computing technologies that can simulate complex systems with greater accuracy. Scientists and researchers are increasingly interested in finding ways to harness this understanding, attempting to predict chaotic systems better or, alternatively, to manage or mitigate the effects of chaos in systems like weather, financial markets, and large-scale social dynamics. Through these explorations, the butterfly effect remains a profound reminder of our world's complexity, pushing the boundaries of how we understand and interact with the natural and social environments around us. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.